Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is Jerry the Boss here, back with our second match of pool play for the IPL Open. I guess it's the third IPL Open. I don't know if it's IPL Open 3 or what, but I'm going to call it the third IPL Open because it's easier for me to say. But yeah, if you don't remember from last time, this is a team of 8, or an 8-mon draft, and it's Nat decks, no removed items, no megas, no Z moves, no DLC moves. I feel like I'm missing one rule that we added, but if it comes into play, of course I'll mention it then. I'll have access to Quillfish, Heatran, Audino, Diancie, Zapdos, Zygarde 10, Delmaz, and Sigilyph. And so you can see the 6 that I chose to bring. And my opponent has the 6 on the screen: Porygon 2, Heracross, Swampert, Vespiquen, Blacephalon, Alolan Persian, and Tapu Lele is the one that I remember and very shocked that didn't come. And the Sceptile, there was a Sceptile. So honestly, the 2 he left on the bench were the 2 that I was most scared of, which is kind of crazy and might honestly be the first time that's ever happened to me. But like last time, we're just going to have an abbreviated team builder. And yeah, so Quillfish, it was here to check Heracross. We lived Guts boosted EQs, at least 2 of them with a Shuckleberry. We had a little bit of speed just in case something random wanted to try to speed creep us. And then we actually lived a Life Orb Shadow Ball from Blacephalon, which is nuts. Yeah, so that's actually nuts. But we had a little bit in attack as well. Heatran, okay, this is kiss it. This is amazing. So we are a physical Heatran, only physical. Iron Head, EQ, Stealth Rocks, and Protect, I think, were my moves. I'm so proud of this set. The attack guaranteed killed No Bulk, Lele, and No Bulk Blacephalon with Iron Head and EQ respectively. We lived a +1 Life Orb Focus Blast from Lele, as well as a +1 Life Orb Shadow Ball from Blacephalon. We had a little bit of defense and HP left over, and I just made it so that I had an odd HP stat, and then the 4 in defense were the leftovers. Basically, this was just here to lure the Lele and Blacephalon, but as you can tell, the Lele's not here, so that makes its job a little bit easier. Audino, it's mostly here for Sceptile. It's EV to live. The moves that I predicted him bringing on Sceptile, which were like EQ, Rock Slide, and not Stab, so it was something else. I don't remember now, but in the moment, I guess it was Acrobatics. I guess that's the last move I predicted. Yeah, so I had Spadef as leftovers. Wish was gonna help me to keep the Heatran healthy, basically, and any other of my mines, but really just Heatran. Diancie was the main win con in my eyes. It had speed, outspeed, max speed, timid, Blacephalon after Rock Polish, because we were a Rock Polish set. And it had the attack, so Diamond Storm could Oko Vespiquen from full, because I didn't want... the Vespiquen is actually a very bulky mon, and it's really made its case when prepping for this that I should look into drafting it in the future, but I probably won't because it's a Vespiquen. The rest of EVs are in modest, just to hit as hard as possible. Or the rest of the EVs are in special attack and a modest in nature to hit as hard as possible with Moonblast. Sorry. Zapdos, we tried to make it so that we could utilize it as best we could on a Swampert matchup without hidden powers. So we have speed to outspeed the max speed Lele. Spadef lives a timid spec psychic from Lele in terrain. And then the HP allows to live timid spec Psyshock in terrain. The HP into H Southern HP and defense allows to live +2 adamant rock slide from full from Sceptile, and then the attack is leftovers because we're physical Zapdos. Yes, you heard it here first. We are running physical Zapdos and physical Heatran in the same week because we're like that. So it's Drill Peck and Steel Wing for the Lele. I probably got way too hot for that, but I thought it was a pretty cool idea. Anyways, on to our last mon here, Zydog. I wasn't preparing for the Persian to come, so in my mind there was not going to be anything to outspeed Zygarde. It had speed for the timid Blacephalon, max attack just because, HP for the non-stat because, like I've mentioned in other videos, when you have the base stat, or not base stat, the actual stat ending in a 9 when you're Life Orb, you have more hits that you can get out of it. So, that's what I went with. Yeah, that's basically there. We had Grass Knot, which had a really good chance to 2-hit KO Swampert, and then Zen Headbutt to kill Heracross in terrain, which I thought was a pretty cool little take option. We're Jolly, obviously, to outspeed Blacephalon. I'm getting hiccups. Had to get water. Okay, so looking at the matchup here, I actually don't know what I led with just because, and I played this like 2 days ago, which is crazy. But anyway, let's check it out. Diancie makes sense. So, I think I was predicting Persian or Heracross here, but really I had a fair matchup against everything except for Swampert. So I was like, it's a solid matchup. It's a solid lead. Swampert, which is the one thing I didn't want to see, leads. So I go into Audino. Okay, Aqua tells me here. Let's let that play. Okay, with Life Orb, I was like, nice set there. Okay, Thrall. I don't know if I said that right. You can let me know in Discord. But that let me know that it was adamant with Life Orb. So that actually is kind of like crazy to me that it did that little after looking. But you know, Audino is a beast, I guess. But yeah, it kind of surprised me after just like seeing what I had and then seeing the max attack Swampert. I mean, there's a Heatran, there's a Quillfish, there's a Zapdos. Like they're all right there. So even the Zydog to an extent. But anyway, I think I knock off here, or I might wish. No, I knock off. You get the Life Orb going. This actually matters a whole bunch. So we take the EQ really well with no Life Orb and wish up. Here, I believe I knock off again because it was very free because, you know, EQ wasn't going to kill me. I didn't predict him to run Superpower. I just now thought of that as I'm recording. That would have been nuts. But luckily, he did not. And I get to knock off the Choice Scarf of the Heracross and heal myself back up with the Wish. So I'm back at full. Heracross doesn't have an item. Very shocked that it wasn't Flame Orb because it looked like it really do some work on me. But I can kind of understand it. I mean, I had some faster threats, so you know I'm not gonna be too mad on that. I switch out into Quillfish here because it's just my dedicated switch into it. Get the Intimidate off, take rocks. Knockoff crits me, so that really hurt me because like I could live an EQ after this anyway, just from like the set he was, but it really like put some strain on me for switching in later. So here we lose our Sugar Berry. Here he switches out into Swampert, and I think I Destiny Bond. Yeah, just in case. Oh yeah, okay. So my thought process was he would hit me with EQ, I would live, but Destiny Bond will still be active, so next turn I could get up some hazards. That was my thought process there. I think that makes sense. So I switch out, obviously not wanting to just die for nothing. Take the EQ here after a little bit of rocks and get my leftovers back. I'm pretty sure I wish here. Yeah, and so I'm going to try to pass it into Quillfish. I live every hit, even an EQ here. But he crits me again. And I was like, oh, my heart. My heart. It hurt so bad. But it's all fair because, I mean, that's what Pokemon's for, right? So I didn't even notice he was Moxie. I was so triggered. Because if I would have noticed he was Moxie, I would have went into my drill pecking Zapdos because the Stone Edge wouldn't have done as much. But I could have killed him, and I should have went into Zapdos anyway. But I was really triggered, so I just went straight into Diancie without thinking about it. Because I was like, I'm just going to click Moonbat and Blast here and see what happens. And I do after taking 73%. Which is no bueno because this is supposed to be my main win con, which is what I told you. Also, look at my team. Look at Vespiquen. Oh, I didn't mention, or if you didn't hear me earlier, I'm not running fire coverage on my Heatran, so I literally cannot kill the Vespiquen without this or some really good rolls with Drill Peck. I mean, what do you want me to say? Or maybe Toxicking it. I think I might have had Toxic on Zapdos, but still though, like, it's not looking good. So here, I don't want to let Diancie die just in case I can Wish Pass into it. And my opponent clicks Flamethrower into my Heatran, which is nice if I had fire coverage, which I don't. So I take this opportunity to just throw up rocks. Porygon comes in, and I thought Audino would be a good switch here just as a middle ground because I learned from my first battle that Audino should be utilized more as a pivot than anything else, especially considering I don't have many momentum moves. Zapdos is my only momentum carrier. So, take the Thunderbolt there. Not invested in anything, but I just take this opportunity to knock off. Here, I think it's going to get a little stally between Wish. I don't have Protect, but between Wish and Knock Off, I think I just continue to spam those buttons over and over again. Just because I knew eventually either my opponent would just get tired of it or I would wear down the Swampert to where I could kill it. And so that was my game plan. I knew this wasn't going to be a good opportunity to Wish Pass into Diancie either way because it would come in at like 3%. So here I was like, oh, well, you already seen it. Okay, let's just let the turn play. Switcheroos me into a Choice Band, which is no good, but whenever it came in, I was just, again, I was already fairly triggered about getting double crit on my Quillfish. So I was just like, oh, it's a new mon to knock off, so I knocked off. And it gets rid of the leftovers, which is very important for later on, but in the moment, it didn't seem like a good trade-off. But either way. So we just switch in Diancie here, not wanting to take a Toxic, as you can see right there. We get Toxic. Because I don't have Heal Bell, I don't think. I may have Heal Bell, but I don't remember. Yeah, so Diancie dies, which is, again, terrible. Main win con, gone. Quillfish, which was going to have T-Spots and wear down my opponent's team, gone. So it's really not looking good, but I switch into Heatran here because, I don't know, I mean, it does just as good as anything else, I guess, and can't get Toxic. So take the rocks damage. He parting shots out, which is fine. And I reveal that I'm Ironhead. And people thought that was hilarious, I think, or I thought it was hilarious at least. It did 12 to a Swampert, which, you know, doesn't look like a lot, but for a Heatran and Ironhead doing 12 is a lot. So, I laughed at that. Anyway, I switch into Zapdos here, not predicting Ice Punch, Aqua Tail Miss, which I guess is a little bit of a reward for the double crit, but not entirely. The Drill Peck here. This killing Swampert was a big deal. Swampert was going to pressure my team for a while, especially considering Audino was locked into one move now in Choice Band. So killing that was nice. Porygon comes in here, and I take the chance to Toxic it here because I didn't want to risk it. And I get frozen. So luckily I had a Mago Berry to at least get me up to more health. But like crit for crit. It's crazy. But that's Pokemon. You know, the RNG always comes and bites you in the butt every once in a while. But it's all good. It's all good. But at this point, I was not taking the game very seriously. I will have to say that. But here, I was just like, well, I'll just click Roost just in case. And I actually thought, so it didn't end up mattering. Ice Beam does 27%, which is nice. I just decided to Roost again, but he teleports, which is actually really nice on his part. I didn't feel like getting toxic with my Zapdos, so I was switching to Autono. And he foul plays me and crits me again, which again didn't really matter. I was calm this time. Here I guess I could have heal belled and just stalled him out, but I only have 8 heal bells and Toxic has 15 at the time, 15 PP, so it was kind of like pointless. So I didn't, and I knocked off and got 5% for like 3 or 4 turns in a row. Yep, 6%. And I died of Toxic next turn. Yep, so I did a total of 15% in 3 turns with a Choice Banded Autono, guys. So Zygarde comes in here faster than, or the Persian is faster than my Zygarde, which is fair. He probably expected me not to expect it, or something to that effect, and decided to just make it faster speed than what he thought I would have my Zygarde if I did bring it. So, parting shot out, not looking good. But my next little tech move, 1,000 waves. Click 1,000 waves here. I am Life Orb, so I do take recoil. This was actually kind of important for the moment, because it meant that he couldn't switch out directly for this turn, and he would either have to take one of my hits if I chose to do so, which I know he's carrying Ice Beam, so I'm leaning towards not staying in here. But if I did choose to, he would have to take the 15%. I guess it looks like it was doing 15%. Again, plus Toxic, which would wear it down a lot, but I just decided to switch here into Zapdos. It's my most expendable member. I'm looking at it, and Heatran actually has a path to victory here, which is crit the Vespiquen or flinch it to death. So I was like, nice. So my plan for the rest of the mons, though, was to Toxic them down or to just lose, basically. Those are my 2 options. Try to Toxic them down or lose. So Ice Beam does 50. I Roost here, just asking to be frozen again. But he recovers, which is it's fair. I probably should have not let him recover there, but it's fine. Ice Beam does more that time, which is scary, but he'll die to Toxic this time if he stays in. So I was like, he's probably not going to stay in, or he's going to recover. So I thought Roost was fine. Goes into Persian here, which I was like, okay, 40%, looking kind of nice. He Toxics me, and I miss the Toxic. Oh my gosh, so much hacks. But, you know, again, it's fine. So, he's going to foul play me here, which is going to do a lot because I'm physical Zapdos. Well, I say a lot, but it does more than I would like. But I get the Toxic off finally, and Zapdos dies. So it's not looking too good. I go into Zygarde here because I didn't want Heatran to take any damage. I needed this dead before Heatran came in. And luckily, 1,000 Waves came through and killed the Persian. So Duck Boy comes in here, and I know I'm faster, so I just Iron Head and get a kill. I'm like, oh, okay. So Vespiquen comes in here, and y'all already know what's going to happen. Iron Head flinches him. Nice. Okay, I didn't even know Vespiquen's moveset at this point. Roost up. I was like, okay, it gets Roost. I didn't know that. Iron Head again. He defogs for some reason. I'm like, oh, this guy's okay. I'd hate to talk bad about somebody on the internet, but I was surprised, to say the least. Iron Heads again. Flinches him. Man, that's tough. But you know what? He hacks me all game, so I wasn't that mad, and I kill him with EQ. He wasn't Specs, but I had a chance to live Specs, so he could have been Specs. But I was like, yes, there is justice. Oh my gosh, I totally just did that. Okay, I was so glad though, because the way I was looking at it, I think you have to get 4 wins in these pools to like guaranteed move on, just by like my calculations. So, be it starting 0-2 was really going to put me behind the 8 ball, but I won, so I was like, yes. So 1-1. Your Harrisburg Hitmonleys are 1-1, and we have another battle at the end of this week, and then, well, I don't know when this is going to come out, but at the time of recording, I have one at the beginning or at the end of this week, tomorrow actually, and then one at the beginning of next week, and then 2 more to have to be played after that. So, yeah, be expecting those. Comment down below what your favorite hacks of the game was, because there was a lot of it. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. So I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.